All right, welcome back to video number 6 in our series, and today we're going to be talking about writing effective advertisements. Now, because most home business owners never really learn how to write effective ads, they're typically going to end up buying the advertising results from lead companies in the form of overpriced and oversold prospects who are not even in your real target market to begin with, as we already know, right? Now, in other words, you're going to end up wasting a lot of money if you do not understand how to write a good ad. I can't tell you how many people I have talked to who go out and start a business in this industry, and the first thing that they do is go out and place a classified ad in the penny saver, right? Or their local newspaper, and it probably looks a little bit something like, work from home, new health product is taking the world by storm, call John Doe and 555-5555, right? You see those all the time, they're everywhere, and then they're shocked after they spend $200 on this advertisement and got 3 phone calls from people who are basically broke and looking for a job, right? Well, I place ads as well, and these ads bring in hundreds, even thousands of leads at a time. The opt-in rate for my capture pages have been as high as 60%, which is basically unheard of. Now, the difference between those ads and the others that most distributors write is that writing a good ad is a science. There are literally influential triggers and pieces of psychology that you can use within your marketing that people are genetically programmed to respond to at a subconscious level. They simply cannot help it. And we've already talked about one of these many triggers, and that's how people are programmed to acquire pleasure or avoid pain, right? Well, next time you're in the grocery store, I want you to look closely at the headlines used on the covers of the magazines that are in the rack, right next to you while you're waiting in line to check out. Most of them, by far, are going to be negative, and that's on purpose. It's not an accident. The publishers of these magazines know that you are genetically programmed to notice and respond to the pain of other people. That's why you always look at a car wreck. That's why you always notice these headlines. It's a survival instinct that's really kicking in. Your genes want you to notice that pain so you can identify it and possibly avoid it in the future. It's pretty interesting. Well, the rest of the headlines on the magazine cover are going to be the opposite. They're going to be positive, and they're going to be full of benefits. For example, how to lose 10 pounds in 10 days, or the 5 little known ways to retire rich, right? That's really just the beginning. There are layers upon layers of psychology that you can weave into your ads and into your sales presentations, which are literally will skyrocket your results overnight. And one of the commonly used triggers seen throughout our industry is called social proof. Now, this principle basically states that we determine what is correct by finding out what other people think is correct, okay? Now, before modern times, social proof was used in order to survive. If you saw a lot of people eating an unknown plant, then you knew the plant was safe to eat, right? Well, in effect, it provides us with a shortcut through the decision-making process. Advertisers often tell us that their product is the best-selling or maybe the highest rated, because they don't have to convince us directly that the product is good. They only need to demonstrate that many other people already think so. Now, the power that comes with social proof through personal recommendations and third-party validation has always played an extremely important role with this industry, where we usually find it, though, in the form of testimonials. Now, we use those not exclusively, but I would say extensively throughout our site, because we want you to know that there's absolutely no risk in purchasing our material. We want you to make sure that you know that thousands of other people from around the world have been extremely excited about what they've learned from our products, and that they're thrilled that they decided to become customers. You need to do the same thing. People don't like to look like fools. They don't like to make poor decisions. And testimonials serve as an important form of evidence and validation within your advertising. And when you use these correctly, you can literally boost the results of your marketing and recruiting efforts by leaps and bounds. And, it's a pretty funny thing, actually. Once I learned the concepts behind magnetic sponsoring, I actually came to a point where I literally refused to pitch networkers on my opportunity. It just seemed like a silly thing to do, comparing apples to apples and playing the mine is better than yours game that you see happen on a daily basis out there in the advertising world. And this different approach that I took, it worked like crazy. You see, sponsoring new distributors is actually very easy to do. And in fact, once you learn these strategies that are in magnetic sponsoring, you can actually go out and get to a point well, you'll literally have to turn potential distributors away. You simply will not have time to work with everyone if you want to do a good job and actually help your people and train them. So if you want to get to that point where you're literally turning down applications, here's how to do that. We're going to talk about it in this next segment of our video series.